Yep, that's a flat tire.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Why are you up so early?
We're going to the desert.
There's Rigo.
Blind melon chilling. Get in there. Get in there. You got it. You got it. Whew.
That's what fresh air's like.
Hey, how you doing?
Maverick, careful. You smash out of me. Get over here.
No, Jacob, when you felt you were in front of me, it's not feel that I'd be throwing so much smoke because I can't see. That Cadillac?
653. Rear left 653. Okay, I hit a rock on the trail. Well, I hit thousands of rocks on the trail, but when I hit this one, I knew something was bad. So luckily, I brought my spare. This is out of a Chevy truck spare. It'll mount up. It'll work.
There we go. We're off. All right, so we took the good tire off the front, put it on the back,
So they match.
so the rears match, and then put the spare on the front. Yeah, I don't think we have enough.
Right, in case you can't see, it's right there.
Just a little patch. We just need
Glue tread.
glue. Hi.
All right, you ready to take this thing for a ride?
I am. I'm really ready. This thing, I've been following you all weekend, and this thing looks like a blast. I have pretty much an identical car, but the X3, so it's going to be really a direct comparison. The only thing I've done to my car is springs. Power-wise, it's all stock, so
Yeah.
it's going to be a pretty good comparison, straightforward.
All right. Well, grab your helmet.
Yeah.
Let's see what we do.
A few moments later.
Man, that thing's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty much just like you described it earlier. It is just like the Maverick X3, but it's different in every way. It's
Hard to describe, huh?
It is hard to describe. You really need to drive it. Man, this thing is just... You feel how big the car is, and it handles like a big car. Like, it's smooth, all the whoops, it just eats right through it. It's great.
How does it feel as far as being nimble?
As far as being nimble, I'm comparing to the X3. It's not as nimble, but you kind of trade some of that for control. At no point did this thing even kind of start to get tipsy on me. I mean, anywhere I point the steering wheel, it goes without hesitation. Oh man.
How's the suspension? This is bone stock suspension, and your car, you got the electronic shocks, but you've got springs on your car.
Right, so the springs on the X3 are absolutely needed because the springs just clap out after 1 or 2 trips. So the fact that this car hasn't done that yet is already a plus. But stock springs to aftermarket for the X3, I mean, this thing is better. It
Right
eats
on.
through everything. It's you choosing between your different suspension modes is easy, and there's no mode that you can put it in that's wrong.
Yeah.
Any mode you put it in, it's going to kind of adapt to what you're doing, which is nice. The X3s, you know, you flip the shocks and you get the reservoirs poking out, and you can kind of see those going as you're hitting the whoops, and that's kind of cool. Well, with this car, you have the whole A-arm coming up off the side of the car, so you really get that cool feeling as you're driving along too.
Did it throw you off at all? Seeing the suspension pop up like that?
It took, you know, a little getting used to after the first 20 seconds, but I mean, after that, it's normal, it's cool. But this thing's also so wide over the trails that some of the whoops are more narrow than the car, and so the car is literally going over the whoops.
So you can
Like
straddle them.
You can straddle the whoops.
Okay. All right.
The power, you know, if you're going slow and you're just chilling, normal mode is fine. But normal mode really is like eco mode on the X3.
Yeah.
It's soft. It's
To me, it feels worse
Yeah.
because it's not just less throttle sensitivity, but it just seems like it's really down on power.
And that probably has to do with the shifting, because the shifting is, you know, less aggressive, and so not only is it, you know, down on the throttle response, but because it's also in that lower or higher gear earlier, then it kind of feels a little bit more like a dog.
Yeah.
But once you put it in sport mode, all that is fixed. It's RPMs come up, it's always in the right gear for you to punch it. You get a split second of, I guess it's not turbo lag, but probably for it to shift into the right gear. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
But Sport definitely isn't as punchy as Sport Plus.
Right. Right. Well, just like a you know, these newer cars with the automatic transmission and stuff, you know, they retard the timing slightly and back off the throttle slightly for that split second while it shifts gears, and that's the way this one kind of feels to me too.
Yeah, some of the whoops that I was hitting in this car, I didn't have to slow down for at all compared to the X3.
Yeah.
The X3, you definitely have to slow down for some of the bigger ones, and not because you're going to bottom out or anything, but the X3, it's going to flex a lot more going over those whoops, and this thing just right on top of it.
Yeah.
And you hardly feel it.
Right.
You hardly feel it in this thing.
How about the feedback in the steering wheel?
So going through the sandy wash, I'm getting a bit more feedback, but the car recovers so well. In the X3 going through the sand, once it starts slipping, it really feels like the front end of the car starts to push.
Yeah.
And this thing comes right out of it. It pushes for a second and then pops up and it's out.
Well, could have something to do with that, maybe. Yeah. All right. Well, cool. So when are you gonna buy one?
Oh my gosh. Well, I might be ending up in Tennessee, so I need to see some more videos of these things running on the East Coast before I do that.
Yeah, the width that hurts you back there. And, 10-minute ride, it takes a full day to get used to it, I think.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the more I drive it, the more I like it. I honestly, you probably tell from my earlier videos, I wasn't so excited about it, but I'm liking it more and more now.
Yeah, and I can't wait to drive this thing out at Glamis, because then I can really open this thing up. Here it's on the gas, off the gas, or just staying steady across the whoops. You're not really punching it a whole lot out here, but out at Glamis, I'm excited to see what this thing does.
Yeah. Awesome. All right.